Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be reviewing a bit of a nostalgic flavor for some of you who had this breakfast cereal in your early childhood and maybe even your current adulthood now. It is a cereal that I was never really fond of, and I'm going to describe it in hopes that you will understand which one I'm referring to. It was a really bland type of rice cereal that had marshmallows in it, the kind that were shaped like rainbows, and I think there was a specific variation that had a pot of gold. It was green. There were all kinds of fun shapes that I imagine were designed to make kids very excited to try that particular cereal. Hopefully, the marshmallows distracted from the fact that the cereal was, in my opinion, it sucked. I was never a fan of them. But apparently, for those who really did like the flavor, there is a vape flavor for you. It is today's product review called Cereal Milk, and it is from Indacloud's Beast Mode series. This is a hybrid strain. It has 6 grams of live resin, and it features THCA diamonds. This worries me because I was never really a big fan of the flavor in real life, and they've somehow made a vape flavor of it. The description is vanilla, butter, and sweet. And I'm going to hold this up so you can kind of see it there. It shows all the right things. I mean, I love cake. I'm a big fan of butter, and vanilla was one of my favorite fragrances, flavors, and generally just things to smell. So I'm very concerned that I will actually like this flavor, and I will have to retract my statement about the cereal being, in my opinion, just absolutely terrible. I have opened it up here, and this is really beautifully designed. I'm just going to hold this up. I'm going to put it back in the box. This is really nicely designed. They've got an absolutely nuts-looking leprechaun on here. There's what looks like gold coins to be sparkling in the background. And this guy just looks like an absolute beast, I guess is the point of it. If you were to ever encounter him at the end of a rainbow in the forest somewhere to, grant you wishes if you guessed his name, I really don't know. But the package has 2 tabs on the side here, is a little circle, and I have to press these and pull on the bottom at the same time to release the inside sleeve. This is just beautifully designed, and I wish that it had more of a stopper at the bottom, and I imagine at one point it did. This is perfectly shaped to allow this to stay here, and I'm going to put the cap back off. It slid off in my hands, but I imagine this was the concept. I'm just going to hold this here so that it sits perfectly. But for some reason, it ends up just sliding down in there, so you have kind of a slot for it where you know it should be, and then the actual product. So a little bit of a miss on that, but props for packaging. This whole thing is just beautifully done. And as I pull the tip out of this here, the cap did pop off. Some of these are more tighter than others, but this one in particular is just a really looser fit here. These are rechargeable, which I really like because sometimes I feel like the flavor isn't as strong as the initial hit when you took it. And these are, I believe, good. Does it say anywhere on the packaging how many hits these are good for? I'm doing a quick scan here. I don't see exactly how many counts they're good for, but I assume once you get to a certain point, you'll know when you need to actually charge these. I had to take a really deep sniff there. I don't smell anything that would really make me instantly think of cereal milk, especially the marshmallows and the sweet crunchy rice cereal, or even the vanilla. This smells more like a very fragrant but very light pine scent here. So there is a push button here, and I believe these are ones that you have to click on 3 or 5 times in order to activate. So let's see this here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this does blink here, showing that it's active. And I'm going to press down on this and hold while I inhale. These are not draw to inhale like some of the other ones are, but Oh, and also there are claw marks. If you didn't see that before, I'll hold it a little bit closer. Hopefully you can get a good visual of that. And it's on both sides, and this kind of lets you see the color of the oil within, as well as hopefully how much is left by the time you've gotten to that point. So let's take a good hit here and see what we taste here. Excuse me. Oh, that was a deep one. I don't really taste anything that is remotely similar to vanilla or cereal or even milk. It's definitely got a very subtle undertone of sweetness that I would say is more of a creamy, yes, but not so much the sweet vanilla buttery cake thing that I was expecting. I'll take one more hit here. The flavor itself is very smooth. There's a very light burning sensation in the back of my throat, and I feel it bubbling up almost in a sense. So I just need to grab a quick drink of water. And now for the third and final hit here. Woof. That definitely has a tightening sensation in the center of my chest here. There's not so much an urge to sneeze. There was a uncomfortable tingling in the back of my throat, which is why I was coughing a little bit forcefully there. But this, in terms of flavor, seems to have missed the mark, in my opinion. And if you absolutely adore cereal milk, maybe you'll be able to give me a better idea of whether or not this is on point. I'm very preferable to the fruit flavors, any berry, candied sweetness. I love those. This was more of a, I want to say, a subtle, it doesn't have a bitter aftertaste, but there's no punch of sweetness like I was really kind of hoping for. Overall, I hope that perhaps this one was maybe defective, or maybe there are other ones that taste a little bit more like vanilla and cereal and milk, but for me, this one missed the mark. But the time is 11:53, so I'm going to give this about 5 minutes or so just to let the effects kick in, and I'm hoping that the effects will be a little bit better than the overall flavor. So I'm going to pause the video. I'll touch base with you guys in about 5 to 10 minutes or so.
Give up the charms, Lucky.
Heart stars and horseshoes, clovers and blue moons, unicorns, rainbows, and tasty red balloons.
All right. It has been about 15 minutes or so since I took the last pull of the cereal milk. This has a very unique way of making it seem like time is going slowly but a little quickly as well combined. So it's like a very, maybe it's jittery, and maybe it's more like a body high that's tingling. Maybe that's why they call it. I've lost my train of thought there. I appreciate this more for the fact that it is very soothing and calming. I know it said it was a hybrid blend, so maybe that's more of what I'm getting with that. This is a unique high in that my face is tingling, but my eyes feel very, very heavy, and I really would like to just lay my head down and get some good rest. I have a very moderate dry mouth, nothing too crazy, and a little bit of a mental fog to kind of swim through. Very warm, very relaxing, very calming. I'm going to pause the video now, and I would like to know if any of you have the opportunity to try this, if your effects are different than mine. This seems to be a very unique but comfortable high, and I'm curious to hear what you guys think about it. As always, I'll leave a discount code in the description below, as I do for all of the Indacloud products. I do appreciate you guys watching these, and I hope that you'll leave me some questions that I can answer below, or some comments of how you like this flavor as well. Until we meet again.